Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
If there's one thing that you believe is robbing you from a perfect night of rest, Kat, in your life right now, what is your one thing?
I would say a football practice won't be later until next week, but it will be next week.
Caffeine?
I think it's just the lack of a normal schedule. Like I love spending time with my son. We do a lot of fun things, but I can't wait for him to go back to school.
Yeah.
When people are on a schedule, my life is better. I put off at least 2 things here at work a day, and then by Thursday, I got to get all 6 of those things that I put off done, and I don't like that feeling. So.
For me, it's my first year coaching high school football too, and it's we're practicing till 8:30. You're not off the field till 8:45. You're not out of the locker room till 9 o'clock. You're not home till 9:20.
Yeah.
You get a chance to grab a little bite to eat, and then you're wound down at about 10, up at 2:30. Like, it's just not enough sleep. So there's other things that are probably contributing to you feeling tired. If you're listening to this right now, maybe you're already at work, maybe you're just grabbing the first cup of coffee and going to work. These are the 3 big ones that are making most people tired this morning. Number 1, it's inconsistent sleep. If you think you can stay up late on Friday and Saturday and make it up by maybe taking a nap or sleeping in on Sunday, it doesn't work like that. Your body's clock does not work like that. We've all tried to operate that way, and it will not work like that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the next week, you will suffer. So you got to try and get consistent sleep. Number 2 on this list, you think that 7 hours of sleep is enough. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been working on 5 to 7 hours of sleep for the better part of 20 years doing morning radio.
Yeah.
And I know it's not enough. And I know my family won't even talk to me on some of the, like, today's Wednesday. Mm-hmm. My wife's first question to me when I come home today will be, have you had a nap yet this week?
Yeah.
And if I say no, then my wife and kids stay away from me on Thursday and Friday until they know I've got a nap in.
Yeah. I think nightly I get about 6 hours and 45 minutes. So by the time I'm ready to shut my eyes, I make sure that my alarm is set, and that's how much time it tells me I'm going to get. So
the new research, by the way, says really you need 9 hours of sleep to be at full capacity.
Really?
I'm like, I haven't gotten half that in forever. And the number one reason that you're waking up tired in the morning is you have a sedentary lifestyle, because if you don't exercise, you're stuck at the desk all day, you're not getting in an hour of exercise. They say that if you can't get at least 2.5 hours of physical activity a week, you will be more tired next week. So again, that's 30 minutes every single day throughout the week of doing some kind of sweating exercise. You know what? Are you standing up now? Are you getting it in?
I've been wanting to start doing this, like really boosting my booty. I went and got a massage the other day, and the woman's like, oh, your back is like you're 100 years old. I was like, what? My lower back. She goes, you sit all day? I said, yes, I do. That's a choice of mine.
Are you going to get the strap thing? The posture bra thing?
No, I won't.
So even though I'm sitting here in a broken neck and in a neck collar, you won't get the posture fixture?
I'm not going to be shamed.
I won't shame you.
You would literally talk to me like a dog with a cone that just got stitches. Luke Bryan, you know who that is, a country singer.
Yeah.
And he's also a judge on American Idol. He is teaming up with this Fent brand, and he is coming up with his own line of...
So I was driving my Fent a while back, and I had this crazy idea. Popcorn, my favorite snack, grown on my farm. Now, I'm proud to bring you Fent and Luke Bryan's Boldly Grown Popcorn. Order now at boldlygrowngoods.com. Nice tractor.
I feel like popcorn is probably as good as it was going to get. I mean, is it that much different than anything else?
I guess it's what flavors you make it. Like the Joe Bros just made theirs. You can find them in Walmart.
Why do you have to get... I wouldn't buy a flavor. Buy the popcorn that's buttered and then sprinkle your own flavor stuff on it. Don't you do that?
Yeah, you can. But, I mean, don't you want professionals to do it so you don't have to buy extra seasoning?
A few years ago, my wife bought one of those mini popcorn makers for our bar. And we fire that up every once in a while. A little oil, popcorn. It makes the whole house smell great.
Yum.
And then a little seasoning on top of it, and you toss it around if the kids are having friends over. It's awesome.
Well, this one is going to come in butter, and then you know what gets me? A good churro. So churro flavored.
Shut up. Seriously?
Popcorn, yeah. Who doesn't like a good, like, cinnamony sugar popcorn? That sounds delicious. I want you to start thinking about, like, if you had a product, any product that maybe you frequently eat, that you feel you could make it better and then slap your name on it as a brand, what would it be?
Easy.
Okay.
It's the gluten-free chicken strips. Oh, yeah. The gluten-free chicken strips that go in the air fryer. Like, they're okay.
But you don't live the gluten-free life, so why do you eat gluten-free? Just to be a part of that world?
No, my wife buys them because a lot of our, we have friends of our kids that are gluten-free. Mm-hmm. And so when they would come over and they would want a snack, our kids would always go, oh, okay, we can throw these in the air fryer because they knew that everybody could have them. If they were downstairs watching the game or they were playing ping pong or something, one of our kids would just throw a whole bag of those in the air fryer. And then in 15 minutes, they'd have chicken strips for everybody and they wouldn't have to worry about their diet stuff.
Okay.
But there's not taste to them. Like, they're just, it's like a chunk of cardboard. You got to make them tasty.
I think the product I am going to make mine is part of a viral video that's happening right now. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. But if there's a product out there that you feel you could make better, like Luke Bryan feels like he can make popcorn better, next level. The only part of that I see that's beneficial are proceeds go to the FFA and organizations like that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, farmers need the help too.
Yeah.
So if you were going to better a product, do you think you could do it with what product, guys? Do me a favor. Tell me about this dude from high school.
Okay. So he was so hot. He was probably my first ever love, if I had to pinpoint a time when I fell in love. And what?
I just want you to be careful here because you know that your son and your husband are likely listening to this. So
you can have a first love and you can have a final love. Derek is my final love. I want you to be careful. I'll be fine.
Okay.
So anyway, our family was on vacation and I had met this guy and we basically spent all summer together. It was so magical. We were going to the beach all the time and he was just a gentleman. And then my dad found out that we were going to move to where we were vacationing. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
So I get enrolled in a new high school, which is already terrifying. And I go to school for the first day. And I turn around and this guy is there. He goes to
the same school
that I had spent the best 90 days with. It was crazy. And he was so excited to see me for a brief moment. And he hung out with some of the biggest tools ever. And they were giving him crap. And,
Hold on, I don't want to cut you off. Oh. Hey, good morning. How are you? Good. What can we do for you?
It's Grease.
Yeah, it is Grease. Congratulations.
So some of the movies I choose to make mine are pretty unbelievable, like Little Mermaid.
This one?
And Beauty and the Beast. But this one I feel like could have been a real life thing.
What is your name?
Nicole.
Well, you know the rules. Anytime you hear Kat take a movie and
Earlier in the show, we heard that Kat had a
run-in with a couple of uniformed police officers.
Why do you make it sound like it was something I did?
Okay, so Kat routinely has told us that she will frequently go into convenience stores early in the morning, grab whatever she wants, and on the way out she'll just go, "I'm Kat from the Playhouse," and they'll go, "Okay, you can just have it."
No.
And we found out today that as she was about to do that, a couple of cops almost busted her. Is that the story?
Nope.
Okay.
Completely got that whole thing wrong.
Clear it up for me real quick.
All right, so I pull up to the gas station. I go in. I grab my can. So if it was a hot coffee,
they knew it would be free for you.
Sometimes they say just take it, girl.
Oh.
And so I say thank you. But this is I grabbed my triple shot. I grabbed my carrots, and then I saw these cops walk in, and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna buy them a sweet treat.
Oh.
And then so I grabbed a 12-pack of Dunkers, whatever they are, and I put them on the counter. I said, when they check out, give these donuts to them.
And not once did you think this could be demeaning or derogatory towards a cop?
After I started driving, I was like, oh, I should have done something else, because they were trying to eat healthy. You could tell they were at that healthy island, and so I was like, I should have just gotten them their cup of coffee or whatever, but... Everyone loves donuts.
Well, I would like to welcome a very special guest to the show right now on line 3. Can you tell us what's going on in your life?
Kat came in earlier today to my gas station and bought some donuts for some police officers.
Yeah.
And they just wanted me to let whoever know that they say they are thankful for them because they've been wanting donuts all night.
Oh, I knew it. They were over by the health food area, and everybody that's by the health food area is so close to the hot dogs and the delicious sandwiches, and it's a tough decision.
Hey, can I ask just a quick question? And I'm not trying to take anything away, because I think what Kat did was obviously a very nice gesture. And
my God!
But does she flex her celebrity status around your gas station like the other ones she goes to? Does she walk in and let everybody know that she is Kat from the Playhouse?
Can you describe to him how I act, please?
No, only No, she does not. Nobody, I don't even think anybody really knows who she is other than my coworker who's pretty much obsessed with her.
Okay. Now, do you see her on a morning like this morning and go, Jesus, somebody in the celebrity eye or in the public eye should probably try and, at least look like they care about their looks at all? I mean,
They see the worst of the worst
does
overnight,
that surprise
so
you
no.
at that early morning hour?
She looks beautiful every morning.
All right. Well, hey, good luck with the cataract surgery later today. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
I'd like to believe that sometimes on our show we offer you an escape from reality. Maybe you get a chance to giggle along on your way to your crap job to work for a crap boss. Today, though, I'd like to introduce you to some not-so-fun facts, Kat, because I'm all about reality. You know me. I live in this world and in this moment. And if it's good, great. If it's bad, I'm going to tackle it.
You do keep it real.
Do you know that 30% of people that report missing people are the ones that murder them?
Yes. That's why when you are at a house fire, it might be arson. Look amongst the crowd. They're probably watching.
Think about that. 30% of the people, 1 out of every 3 people that reports a missing person is guilty of murdering or kidnapping them.
I did watch a very unsettling interview. This woman went missing from her apartment complex, and this guy that had been watching her and stalking her was the first person to line up to talk to the news people. Oh. And he's like, "Listen, we've been just looking all over the place. We can't find her. It's like you buried her
in the bathtub."
Yeah. What?
Do you know if you have surgery and you've had this before where they have to move some of your organs around, they might not function for a day because the body assumes they're dead?
Oh, my God.
So that's why you're in the hospital
crazy.
so long. That's why they got to keep such a close look at you after you have surgery where they're going to move some of your organs because your body legitimately goes, oh, we don't need them anymore. They're dead.
But if you're going in for surgery this morning, I'm sure everything is going to
Those doctors are amazing.
go well, yeah.
Do you know, Kat, that at any time our entire planet can be wiped out by a gamma burst that we wouldn't even see coming?
Scary. How do we know that?
NASA has admitted they would have trouble seeing a comet or asteroid coming from the direction of the sun because the sun is so bright. If it was coming directly from that direction and it was coming at a high enough rate, NASA couldn't see if our planet was about to get wiped out.
And what would they do about it?
I don't know, man.
I wouldn't want to know.
I would. I'd want to put people in a panic for a while and see how they reacted.
That's terrible.
I would want one of my last memories to be of how scared some people really got.
Wow.
When a mosquito bites you, they need to clear room in their body for fluid, so they pee on you first.
Really? I don't want that to happen.
Didn't want to
again.
know that fact. The 200-plus bodies on Mount Everest are used as waypoints for other climbers, so they know, turn left at Dead Fred.
Yeah. Yeah, I did know that, actually.
That's stupid and scary. Do you also know that we've lost the United States 6 nuclear weapons since 1950? We lost them.
Like socks in a dryer? How does that happen?
We don't know what happened to 6 nuclear warheads since
weird.
1950. And finally, the not-so-fun facts today. On average, 100 people choke to death on ballpoint pens every year.
In meetings, how often do you chew on the end of your pen?
Well, because I'm hoping to die.
Okay. Really?
At that meeting, I'm hoping for a quick way out, so I'm trying to choke myself on a ballpoint pen.
That'll do it.
Imagine you have your place in the Hamptons all to yourself. Your mom's Gwyneth Paltrow, your dad's Chris Martin of Coldplay. You're just barely of age to understand what a rager is, and you decide we are going for it.
Yeah, so Apple decided to throw this big party. Neighbors became extremely upset. They called 911. And we always said that is the first rule of throwing a house party. You invite everybody that lives around you, or you bribe them. I'll mow your lawn tomorrow if you just don't tell anybody.
It's a jerk move to call 911, too. If that's the first thing you do, you're a jerk neighbor. Listen, go over there and knock. Hey, guys, a little out of control. You're going to have to pull it back a little bit. Most of the time they will. But if you just see a bunch of cars roll up and people are having fun, you're a jerk if you call 911.
I agree. If they're not ruining your property and they're just a little loud, a simple knock on the door, they could maybe turn it down a few decibels. But I remember this rager of a party, and I was a senior in high school, and I didn't really drink at all until I was around 21. But and then I made up for it. My 21st birthday, I was an idiot. I just spewed everywhere. Anyway, so we were at this house party, and my friend Ryan and I were the last ones to get the memo that the cops were outside. Everybody running like there were fields around, okay? And so they just scatter. And the cops are coming in the house. He and I go into this crawl space. There's like luggage back there, dust. I'm sure like rat turds. And I'm laying there and we have to lay as still as possible. And Ryan sneezes. And so they get him. They bring him out. And he sadly had been drinking underage. And so he got busted. And he didn't rat me out.
You laid in the crawl space for how long?
I'm like, that's a cool guy. Probably over an hour and a half. And parents were, I was the only one in the house. No one else, unless they were hiding. But I just remember feeling so nervous. But I was like, why am I nervous? I haven't been drinking. So what is the deal?
I'd never been to a party that really got busted. I mean, you hear, hey, cops are at the door. And I've been to the parties where they're like, guys, we're shutting this down. Just go. You know what I mean? But they weren't there hunting to give out minors.
Didn't you jump off a roof?
Well, that was in college. I jumped off the second story of like it was a... Doesn't matter anymore. Let's just talk about your part. It started coming back to me, all the parties I had been to that we did actually have to run or hide or whatever. But the cool part, where I went to school, a lot of the party houses were these old Victorian houses that were built like turn of the century. Yeah. And they all had like extra little cellars or stuff like that, where this was genius, by the way. The one place we used to go all the time, they had a cellar. It was in the basement, and it was dug out, and it was made to be like where you put your canned whatever it was, like a root cellar, right? Yeah. But he had this fake padlock that would go on the outside of the door.
Oh.
But it didn't work.
Okay.
So with a couple of times that place got busted, people would go in there, shut the door behind them, and when the cops had come through, they would see that there was a lock on the door. But it was a fake padlock.
Sure.
So they wouldn't even try and get in there.
Yeah.
There'd be 50 people huddled in this room, just quiet, and they would see that there was a lock on the door, so there was nobody in there.
Yeah. I don't want to give people too many ideas.
Oh, it was great. So, Brian, tell me about the party, man.
I was in high school, and we were on the baseball team as an unsupervised party, and our teammate had a batting cage in his basement, and we decided to hit baseballs through the drywall. Ended up with like $20,000 to $30,000 worth of damage.
Smart.
And we ended up with probably 10 of us. We ended up with maybe 100 people there.
Jeez.
Oh my God. The damage is where it gets me. It's like, listen, if you're going to throw a house party, like, be respectful of the person that's throwing the party. They're nice enough to open their doors.
Yeah, find a place to party, but you don't have to wreck stuff. Hey, Angie, I appreciate you holding. How old were you when this went down?
I was actually about 20 years old.
Okay.
And I went to a house party, and it got busted.
Okay.
So I hid in the closet in the upstairs bedroom, and it was a fairly deep closet.
Yep.
So I just kind of like put the clothes in front of me and stuff, and stood behind and stayed as quiet as I could, and they didn't find me. Oh, the worst anxiety attack I think I've probably ever had in my life.
Those are. Thank you for the call. Those are weird moments when you're waiting it out, right? Because you want to. I kind of forgot there was we used to, where I grew up. Almost everybody had like a farm. Almost all the kids were at a farm, right? And we hung out in an RV, like if you watch Breaking Bad, the RV they cook meth in. My friend Jason, his parents had one. They had it stuffed in it's old shed, like a tractor shed.
Yeah. And
it hadn't been used in years. And when the cops showed up, we scrambled that way, and we got in and we locked it from the inside. And then you pull the drapes on the windows. But what you don't realize on a hot summer night is those things don't breathe.
Yeah.
And there were mice in there and stuff like that. And we were posted up in there for the better part of 2 hours. And all you could see was when the cops rolled up, they had the cherries on, right?
Yep.
But all you could see on the backside of the farm was the lights. And somebody would peek out the curtain every once in a while. You'd see the lights. And then when they were finally gone, we bounce out. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
No rides. No, all the cars are gone. So what the cops had done is they had issued minors to people.
Yep.
And then anyone that blew nothing on the breathalyzer, okay, grab those keys, get these cars out of here. Grab those keys, get these cars out of here. We didn't have any. We wandered up to the farmhouse, sat on the rocking chairs until his parents got home from bowling. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Where's everybody? I don't know.
That takes a lot of cojones to throw a party while your parents are just gone for a few hours.
Well,
That's
they
very,
knew that traditionally they bowled until about 10, and then they went to a friend's house to play cards, and then they went to another friend's house to do this, or they shut down the bar, or whatever the deal was. So you threw a rager. I want to get through some of these texts here in a couple of seconds. I woke up today feeling pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then I screwed up a bunch of stuff before the show.
True.
And then Kat decided she wanted to start talking about these ragers. And what I've realized over the last 15 minutes of taking phone calls, and I hadn't accessed this part of my memory bank in a long, long time, but I'm clearly a degenerate.
Yeah, you've lived a life.
I kind of forgot about this life. Jenna, do you feel this way? Like you look back now and you're like a whole different person, maybe?
A little bit. I was a fairly good kid, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, now I thought I was, right? And I told my kids that I was a fairly good young adult. And then I'm looking back now and I'm like, you should be in a Cambodian prison.
I think we all made some mistakes. We all made some slip-ups, but you went to a rager. What went down?
Well, we threw this rager.
Okay.
The house that I lived in right after high school, we threw all sorts of house parties. People were coming in and out of our house all the time.
Yeah.
It was nothing new. We threw a huge party. I mean, the biggest one we'd ever had. It was like body to body, no space between people. All of a sudden, some people out on our front deck started yelling that cops are coming, or the cops are here. And people just dispersed. I mean, kids were running everywhere. And I ended up hiding in my bedroom with my door locked. I know a few other people hid in other bedrooms, in closets.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure where all else because I just stayed quiet. Over 30 people got minors.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
30 to 40, I'm not really sure how many. The next morning when we kind of, when it was daylight and we're kind of outside assessing the damage, there's just red cups everywhere.
Solo cups everywhere.
It's like Hansel and Gretel. Follow them and you will find the party.
You can see every direction. Everyone was running in. I mean, there were, a few blocks down that were like, how the heck did they get down here even?
Oh.
So how did you escape getting the minor? You just kept the door locked?
Yep, I kept the door locked. I know someone tried to get in. I don't know if a cop tried to come in or if someone else was just looking for a place to hide, but my roommates vouched for me. I didn't really drink much at the time anyway, but my roommates were like, yep, nope, our roommate is sleeping. She wasn't part of this, whatever. They took the fall.
Those are good friends.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, did
they're wonderful people.
Did this stop you from throwing more ragers, or did you feel like you could get away with more?
We threw less.
Okay.
I think we calmed down for a while, and then I kind of stopped partying as much since I really didn't drink as it was. I know my friends had threw a couple other parties after, but it was a little more low-key, trying to not anger the neighbors.
You know what I love is that this has prepared you for parenthood. Like I tell Liam all the time, you won't ever get away with stuff because I did a lot, and so did Derek. And we can sniff out when you're lying. Yeah, we know all your tricks, so don't even try. So it's good.
All right, hey, thanks, Jenna. Good story. Have a great day.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.